Good evening, everyone. Welcome to my channel and the History Light. My name is Ms. Jana Noah, and on my channel, I help school-age kids with very common issues that happen at school, at home, and in any part of the world. So, as you already know, the name of this series is No One to Call a Friend. And today we'll give you very final tips on friendships, and hopefully they will help you or someone you know who struggle with friendships. Because a lot of kids struggle with this issue at the beginning of the school year or in the first semester of the school year. So tip number one, you never know where or when you will meet your best friend. That's right. Remember I've mentioned David. He was a teenager who defeated a giant named Goliath. And after that victory, he became very, very popular. So remember I mentioned that he was handsome, he was courageous, he was very talented, and a lot of people respected him. And later on, he became a very successful young man. So when the person gets this successful, you will always have some people who get jealous. And you know, nowadays, when people get jealous, they will just troll you on social media. So you probably know this by now. But back then, if the person got jealous, he or she could easily kill you. So especially if that person was in a position of power. And the person in a position of power back then was King Saul. He became very jealous, and he tried many different ways to, to destroy young man named David because he was too successful. So one day he came up with a very smart plan, and it would have probably worked if King Saul didn't have a son named Jonathan. So Jonathan and David were almost the same age, and they used to spend a lot of time together. And they were really good friends. When Jonathan found out about his father's plan, he decided to help. So this is what he said to David. He said, "If my father is angry and wants you killed, may the Lord strike me and even kill me if I won't warn you, so you can escape and live. May the Lord be with you as he used to be with my father." Jonathan did save David's life, and later in life he became king of that country. And he was a very successful leader. So he got respect not only from his own people, but from people in other countries. You would think he got it all together again. He was on top of his career, he became older, but unfortunately his own son named Absalom started a war against his father. So he gathered a big army, Absalom gathered a big army of men, and he said, "Well, I want my father out of there." So try to imagine. And King David did have to escape his own home. He went to the desert. So try to imagine a situation which is, I don't know how more miserable can it be, when you are pretty old, you don't have home, so you sit in the middle of the desert with a small group of people, and you don't know what to do. Because your own son is getting ready to kill you. So other than praying, and King David just prayed, and because he was a believer. So, but here comes a total stranger, a foreigner, named Ittai. He said, "Well, I see the situation, but I'm going to help you. I will defeat that big army, and I'm going to be with you to the end." And King David looks at him, he said, "Well, no, you don't have to. Well, because you're a stranger, you're a foreigner. Take your people." Because, you know, Ittai had his group of soldiers. It was a small group, but still. He said, "Well, no, take your people and go home. You don't need to fight for me." But this is what Ittai said. "As the Lord lives, and as my Lord and the King lives, surely wherever my Lord the King may be, whether for death or for life, there also your servant will be." It comes from 2 Samuel 15. So the point is, you never know where or when you will meet or you will make your best friend. So let's say you will not make any friends in your school or in your class, but there are always some people you might like in your after-school program, like on your sports team or in theater or in a music studio, or you can always look for a friend at your church or the synagogue if you attend church. Or it can be someone in your neighborhood. Some kids not necessarily attend the same school as you, and one day you will see someone on the street and you will end up liking each other, and then you make friends. Tip number 2, anything great in life usually takes time, it takes effort, and it takes some patience. So let's say it's almost the end of the first semester and you didn't really make any friends. Please keep in mind that at least in the United States, they have ongoing enrollment. Let's say you don't have any friends this semester, but there's a possibility that someone new will come to your class next semester, and you might end up liking each other, and you will make your friend. Or next year there's going to be a completely different set of kids. You will have some kids that you already know, but you will have someone new next year, and it will give you opportunity to meet someone new. So it might take some time. My final tip is pray for your friendships, and pray for, if you don't have a friend at this point, pray for making a good friend. From my experience and from what I shared at the beginning of this series, prayer always works if you're sincere. If you attend church, ask people at church to pray for you. I believe that most people will understand how important it is to have a good friend at school, because that's where you spend most of your day, big part, like probably 8 or 9 hours of your day at school. Ask your family to pray, and pray by yourself. That's it for tonight. Please follow me on social media. It might be not you, it might be one of your siblings or someone in the family who's struggling with this issue right now. And that's it for tonight. Bye.